lady looking for seeds. She's like, what happened? The seeds are all gone. I'm like, well, I come here since January. Welcome, my lovely friends. Welcome to another video. It is looking more like spring. Let me open this window so I can get some more light. But I am counting down the days to spring. Okay? 5.5 weeks. 5.5 weeks before spring. It's a whopping -1 today, but I'm not complaining. Spring is coming. I can see the snow melting, and it's a beautiful sunny day today. So today I have some seeds in my hands. You see that? Yes, it's seeds. So today, I'm kind of a little bit upset in a way because I don't have my huge garden. But this is life and you have to take it as how it is. And you know me, I don't make anything, get me off. So I have to find some way to go over there to my farm property and grow some vegetables and spinach and stuff, like those crops that goes into the ground and they need that deep dirt to let their roots go deep down. I gotta find a solution. I have to find a solution for that because I can't just stick all these huge containers over here. But we'll solve this problem. So as you guys know, my house is under construction for all the new subscribers. So we moved into a city house. So now we're in the city. And now I have to make a garden on a small, very, very small patio outside. So the challenge is to make this new garden out here and use some of my favorite seeds. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys some seeds that I'm going to be using because I'm doing a patio garden and I also have a container garden at the farm. I know a lot of plants that love the containers and plants that do not love containers. So I figure since I'm going to be starting my container garden here, let me show you guys plants that I grew in my container garden that is close to the greenhouse. I'll put a picture here to show you guys. Yes, this container garden here that is close to the greenhouse, and the plants just love it. Okay, so let me show you. So let's start with some flowers. So the first flowers is daisy. These daisies, they do well in the ground, but they just love like a big deep pot. Like if you have those big 5-gallon buckets and you put daisies in it, they look very gorgeous. So they do well inside a pot. The next is wildflowers. Guys, every year I plant wildflowers and I start them inside pots. And they do excellent inside pots. I don't know why. When I plant them in the ground, they don't germinate so good. But when I start them in pots, they do amazing. Then I transplant them, but they do well in pots. So wildflowers. And just let me tell you guys, all these seeds are dollar store seeds. Okay? Well, I think it's dollar store seeds. I didn't even check. Let me check to make sure I don't have any other. No, these are dollar store seeds. The next one is forget-me-nots. Forget-me-nots, they do well in pots. Actually, I just put them in pots. They don't do well in the ground at all. I don't know why. If you get them to grow in like a raised bed or something, they will take over the bed, but they just take a long time to germinate. But inside the pots, they do extremely well. So these are forget-me-nots. My favorite is zinnias. Now zinnias, they do well anywhere, but I love to plant them in pots because I can move them around to different parts of the garden. Now these are these are the giant ones, and they are a variety mix. And these do excellent. They are excellent for cut flowers. So the only thing about these is if you put them inside a pot to grow, just get a big pot, sprinkle all your seeds in there and leave them in there to grow for the entire season. Because they don't like to be moved around. If you take them out of the pot and they try to transplant them, they tend to become woody, weak. They will grow eventually if you have good soil, but they doesn't do well. So just put them in a spot where you know you want them, and then they will just flourish for you. So every year I plant lots of these, okay? The next thing that does well in a pot is sunflower. Now, beware of the sunflowers because there's different variety of sunflower. Now, this sunflower is a smaller sunflower, so it will grow well inside a pot. Now, I plant like 5 to 6 different variety of sunflowers. And the bigger one, the ones that grow very, very tall, they don't do well in a pot. Plus, they bust the pot. Ask me how I know that. I tried it. I put some flowers in a pot. The roots just break the pot. So only plant the small variety of sunflowers in pots. Don't put the giant ones in there. You're not going to be happy. Your pots are going to break. Okay? The next one that does well in a pot, the next flowers, is, oh my goodness, this marigolds. Now, I plant like 3 or 4 different variety of marigolds, and I find these ones are the best. I think they're like the big, fluffy, oh, this is called crackerjack. The crackerjacks, they have this big, fluffy ball. They're not like the regular marigold, and I just love them. And they do excellent inside pots, and they make like, they grow really tall. These sunflower seeds, they grow very tall. They're bushy, so you have to tie them. So they're called cracker giant sunflower. These are beautiful, and they smell very amazing. So this is not the regular sunflower. This is really, really good. You have to grow these ones. I've been growing these for 2 years, and I'll never go back to the regular. Well, I mean, I do plant the regular one, but they're not as beautiful as this one. The next one is cosmos. Cosmos do excellent in pots, but you have to tie them up, and you have to give them a deep enough pot because they have a lot of roots. They make a lot of roots all over, and they tend to become like, they could bind themselves, and eventually they'll wilt. But give them a deep enough pot, and they will just grow fabulous, 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 and have lots of cut flowers. The next one that grows well in pots is this zinnia. This is another variety of zinnia, and it is called lilliput. Now, this zinnia, they grow like, let me see, they grow very, very tall, and they tend to like have branches sticking out. So these are like them, but you gotta be careful with them because they do not like to be moved. So plant them in a pot or on the ground or in a raised beds or somewhere that you know you're not going to move them. If you plant them in a pot, get your pot, put them in the pot, and just leave them there. Don't move them. Don't transplant them. Nothing. Even if they are thick in the pot, they do really, really well. And they branch off. The only thing is you'll have to tie them because they grow very tall. But these gives a lot of flowers. Lots and lots of flowers. You know, so these are called the lilliput. So I love these. I plant them every year. The next flower is the aster. The aster does extremely well in pots. I find the aster, they like the pots better than like plant them in raised beds. But I love growing them in pots because the flowers are beautiful. They're just gorgeous. Oops. These are falling down. The next flower is the Sweet William. Guys, I love Sweet Williams because Sweet William is a perennial. I have a Sweet William plant that this is the 3rd year that it's been just coming back and coming back. Actually, I have many inside pots at my house, at the farmhouse. But this is amazing. It just takes over the pot and it's so pretty. And this variety it's a different multiple ones. So that there's pink, white, red, and like a little kind of, what color should I say that is? Like a cream color. So this pack is a multi-mix. And they're beautiful. They are beautiful. So you have to plant that in pots. You can just plant them in a pot and have them like right on your step. It's very beautiful. I love Sweet William. I love Sweet William. Did I tell you about the daisy? Yes, I said daisy. Oh, then I have 3 more. The next one to plant in pots like flowers is the alyssum. This is alyssum, and I love alyssum. The only thing is it takes over places, so it spreads a lot. So if you're gonna plant this, plant it in a pot that you're not gonna put any other thing inside because it takes over the entire pot. But it's very beautiful. It's like low. It's not very tall. It's low. But it gives a beautiful ambience to the garden. And if you have like walkways, you can plant it in the walkway. I find it do well in pots better than just plant it on the ground. So you can put it in a pot and dig a hole and put the pot down in the hole and then just leave the top of the pot kind of exposed, and then it will just spread out. It's very beautiful, very beautiful. So I love this. But it's a perennial, so it will come back every year. Depending on your climate, it will come back. And then the other flower that grows well in pots is this just regular, the regular marigold. And everybody know about this marigold. But this marigold, it's a mix of the regular one and one that is similar to it. This one smells terrible. So I guess this is the one that repels insect. But this one, it grows very easily and it looks beautiful in pots. And the last flower that grows well in pot is called the cleome. I tried going cleome in raised beds. They didn't work. But in pots, they love pots and they do really well in pots. But you have to make sure that your pot is a huge pot and it's deep enough for the roots. So yeah. So these are all the flowers that do very well in pots. So this year, if you're looking to plant some flowers, these flowers are thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And since I'll be growing everything this year in pots in my very small back balcony, it's a yard slash balcony, I don't know what to call it, but I'll show you guys. I'll be planting a lot of flowers because I like flowers and I like to have a lot of flowers in every room in my house, even in the bathroom in the summertime. So I will show you when we're planting up these flowers. We'll have a good time, okay? So guys, I hope this video was helpful and I hope you will go out, rush out right now and get some flowers. Yesterday I went to look for some more flowers and guys, the dollar store is looking very, very thin. Area where the plants, the veggies and the seeds are, it's like empty. When I got there was another lady looking for seeds. She's like, what happened? The seeds are all gone. I'm like, well, I come here since January. I'm just coming today because I know they were going to put some new seeds out. But unfortunately, there's hardly any seeds. Only like radish and tulip and things that people don't really want. That's there. Okay? But go in your area and find some flowers. If you want to have a beautiful garden, you want to be visited by the bees, and you want to get, nice pollination happening this year, you gotta run to the dollar store because at Walmart there's flowers, but guys, the price is ridiculous. Yesterday I went with my son to Home Depot and Home Hardware. Where did we go again? Canadian Tire. Guys, the seeds are ridiculously expensive, like $5, $3.79, $6, $8 for one popular seed. But this is craziness. Guys, run to the dollar store and get your seeds right now. Okay, so. Plant some flowers. Ciao, ciao, guys. See you in the next video. Stay beautiful and positive.